Today I'm be showing you my best build for the Hunter class. To start off with, we have the weapon. I like the Moon to deal with just kicking a shielded dude that happens to climb up a ladder or get close. That way I could kick and kill, or just kick and retreat and then shoot him, or whatever. Way of the Flame to deal with the shielded enemies. For the perks, melee stagger damage, so when an enemy does come up, you have some stagger on them when I hit them. Ultimate damage is fine, although I want ability cooldown. I just haven't gotten that roll yet on a Moon, so I'm running the ultimate because I don't have another one with a 12 ability cooldown. I would probably sacrifice the Moon for a 12 ability cooldown, but don't have that one yet. But definitely ability cooldown, melee, Way of the Flame, and the Moon is my recommendation. Ultimate damage, second to ability cooldown. Get into ability cooldown, why ability cooldown in a moment. So for the ranged weapon, ideally one of the legendaries. A legendary half bow, if you're going to use the half bow, is really sweet because the arrows don't descend. Definitely, whichever bow you're using, range damage, headshot damage, and sharpened ammo. Sharpened ammo is the only perk that has increased damage. On a huge Oni dude with the staff that slams it into the ground, a headshot will deal 3 to 4 bars. It's a little hard to tell, but it's a solid 3 bars, or might even be 4 bars on the bleed damage. If you're going to use the longbow, there is arrow drop in the game. The perk is headshots ricochet to nearby enemies for the legendary. So even if you do have the legendary bow, it's only going to one additional enemy. If you shoot one in a group, it's not going to 10 of them. So for this, the same is ranged headshot, and I didn't get the roll yet. But I am going to put the bleed on. This one does have one potential second, which is versatile, to go for the 2x zoom, but I don't feel that you need that. I would just put body shots in at that range, unless you're a god and you can actually land the cross-map headshots with the longbow. And go for the bleed for the extra damage. So for the charm, we're going to be running the Hunter charm, and top priority, almost equal, but top priority is getting a high Hunter ability radius. Second is Fire Master. And third is adding additional headshot or ranged weapon damage. With the longbow, I probably would go with ideally the ranged weapon damage, since I'm more likely to get less headshots with the longbow than I will with the half bow, since there is arrow drop. For the ghost weapons, I do like the sticky bomb. The sticky bomb because of the fired up. A couple of these weapons have fired up. Whatever one you pick one that you can light enemies on fire, since you do already have the fire mastery, and I'll get into the bonus damage even further with that. So what I like is the fired up with the blast radius. Ideally I would like a max blast radius, and of course the status effect duration. So we light as many enemies on possible, and also when we just want to take out one big dude, we keep the stun on that big dude as long as possible. With the Way of the Flame, you can easily stun a big dude, ignite your Way of the Flame, and just take out a 1v1 big dude real quick. So your ghost weapon too, you really got two choices. You can go for the healing gourd. If you're gonna do this, then it's strong brew, damage reduction, and your other one, you're gonna have ideally a cooldown. I don't see the need for the injured resolve gain. I always take the least amount of damage playing Hunter as I do any other class, because I'm mostly fighting from vantage points versus fighting up close, so I have to parry less. I'll take an occasional less shot from a blind spot. I'll actually take the most damage from a archer, which I didn't realize was somewhere, or a spear dude who just charges in and does the thrust before I can back off the arrow and dodge. Other than that, I take very little damage, so when I do take it, I want the damage reduction, and definitely the cooldown, so I can use it more often. Although, if you are not taking any damage almost ever, then you could go for Injured Resolve Gain. That is an option. The other choice for this is the Smoke Bomb with munitions. Now, if you're going to do the Smoke Bombs, then it's both cooldowns and munitions. Can do Legendary, can do regular. If you're going to do the Legendary, I would probably do the Legendary Bow. Both Legendary Bows are good, and this would be your second Legendary. So for the skill tree, we're obviously going to pick Explosive Ammo because we already have Fire Mastery, or we're going for Fire Mastery. And Explosive Ammo, or Explosive Arrows, light enemies on fire. Also why we have that, really going for that increased radius with it, because the increased radius at 100% is insane. Even 50%, if you get the low end on it, will give you a huge blast radius. Because of this, we're also going to decrease the ability time even further with this perk here. Unlock Piercing Arrows, or Piercing Arrows, is really nice for the large shield dudes just to get the headshot. You quickly switch to the arrow, and then you can just aim at the head. When you do this and you're taking out shield dudes, what you do is you aim at the head, completely disregard them having a shield, and if the shield blocks the head, then you'll still get the headshot. But alternatively, you can increase your fire damage, especially if you've got Fire Mastery on, and increase it even further with this. This will increase your explosive ammos, everything fire, your durations. This is actually a very strong second potential. I like the extra ammo, but I really like this as well. I'll leave that up to you, which one you want to use. Both are really good choices. The third one is also pretty optional. If you're going to use the mist, obviously you need to use this one. If you're using the longbow, you might want to go with the healing gourd and go with the body shots, especially if you're going to be going from very far vantage points and fighting basically as far away as possible. Then body shots have a 50% chance to do headshot damage, is really nice as well. And of course, hitting 5 targets and basically probably instant killing most of the targets you're aiming at is really sweet as well. This tree is pretty much going to be determined by whether you use 2 legendaries, whether you're using the longbow or the half bow. And that's about it. That is my build for the hunter, especially when you throw on this perk right here. Her explosive ammos, like, you can just literally shred spawn points on gold. Even into like the 20s, you're putting so much damage in on the highest health bars dudes off one explosive ammo. It's pretty ridiculous, and her fire ammos is really nice. You can also get more fire ammos. The reason for, getting to this really quick, the munitions is mainly for the fire ammo. Not gonna go highlight the one again, but yeah, the munitions is to get more fire ammo. Our fire ammo with this setup is really beast. Also, any map that allows you to get arrows on for survival, she is really beast on those because she can refill her fire ammo. And yeah, if you have another build that you think is as good or better, you're free to share it. Welcome to share it. And I hope that helps.